But there was a lot of other big news that happened over the weekend. Jonathan Majors got arrested on Saturday. Ant-Man, Quantumania star, Loki star, I guess Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania star. But yeah, it was reported that he was arrested on Saturday. TMZ here with a lot of good information. This is our reporting here from Josh. But TMZ, I think, was the first ones to report it. I guess he had an altercation with a woman that TMZ sources claim to be his girlfriend while they were returning home from a bar in a taxi cab. So this is what TMZ reported here. Our sources say police were told the girlfriend saw another woman texting Majors, and she confronts him trying to sneak a peek at his phone. We're told the alleged victim girlfriend claims this got Majors mad and that he allegedly grabbed her hand and allegedly slapped her. We're also told the alleged victim claims he put his hands around her neck during this. Our sources say the woman was dropped off somewhere and that Jonathan Majors, JM, that's, I guess they shorten that. I don't really like when outlets do that. Like, what's the point of shortening his name? Just being a little bit lazy there. Just write JM, but we're quoting here. JM spent the night elsewhere. Scroll down a little bit.
Yep.
It appears the girlfriend went to police the following morning, Saturday, and reported a crime. So my guess is this happened Friday night, maybe really early Saturday morning, and then they both were probably intoxicated. Is what it sounds like if these sources are true. And then afterwards, she decided to report him. But quickly after this came out, Sunday, Jonathan Majors' defense attorney, Priya, what's her name? Priya Chaudhry? I think that's how you say her name, Priya Chaudhry.
Yeah, I'll go with that, Chaudhry. Yeah.
She released a statement to multiple kind of trade outlets, BuzzFeed, News, Hollywood Reporter. And this is what, if we actually scroll down, we can just pull up the full statement. There's a link that we can look at. So keep going. Right there, Chaudhry's statement. Let's just click that and we'll pull that up. So we can just get it on. I mean, Josh kind of broke it up a little bit, but this is the full statement. So we can just read the full statement verbatim rather than kind of piecemealing it together here.
Just sorry about that.
Yeah, so she basically writes this statement claiming that the woman recanted the story, and there's a lot of evidence, and people seem to have kind of bought into this hook, line, and sinker. I saw multiple people on Twitter responding to our coverage that we posted earlier this morning saying that she recanted. Well, there's absolutely no evidence that she's done that. This is just what Priya Chaudhry is claiming, Jonathan Majors' defense attorney. I haven't seen a statement from the New York Police Department or anyone else saying that she is actually recanted. But this is the statement from Priya Chaudhry, Jonathan Majors' criminal defense lawyer. So she said, Jonathan Majors is completely innocent and is provably the victim of an altercation with a woman he knows. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped imminently. This evidence includes video footage from the vehicle where this episode took place, witness testimony from the driver and others who both saw and heard the episode, and most importantly, 2 written statements from the woman recanting these allegations. So this is actually really important. This is what people have been kind of stuck on here, is her claim that the woman has recanted these. But I do kind of have an issue with this because she goes on and says, all the evidence proves that Mr. Majors is entirely innocent and did not assault her whatsoever. Unfortunately, this incident came about because this woman was having an emotional crisis for which she was taken to a hospital yesterday. So this is, to me, obviously we don't have a full story here, but the fact that you're claiming that she recanted and then in the next sentence you're saying she had an emotional crisis leads me to be suspect of her if she indeed did recant. And if she did recant, was it during this emotional crisis that she was having that she was admitted to a hospital? Was she in the right mind to actually recant the allegations that she made? And then on the other side, you could say, was she in the right mind to actually make the allegations in the first place? So there's a lot of stuff here that we really don't know about. But I did find that interesting that she said that she was taken to a hospital for an emotional crisis, but it literally said the previous statement that she wrote 2 statements recanting these allegations. So that's kind of it's kind of odd that you would do that. I do think that kind of maybe calls that into question a little bit. But again, we don't really know. We don't have enough information. And again, we're going off of rumors from TMZ, which is what their law enforcement sources are saying. And then this statement from Majors' defense attorney. We really don't have anything else to go on. But her statement concludes saying the NYPD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason Mr. Majors was arrested. We expect these charges to be dropped soon. So I find that kind of weird too. Why would you? Are they really required to make an arrest? I don't know enough about how the New York Police Department operates. One would assume you wouldn't make an arrest unless you had valid evidence to conduct such arrest. So I do find that kind of odd that they would arrest someone without doing due diligence. Obviously, I know in court of law, we have there's different levels that you have to meet depending on which court of law you have, reasonable doubt, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not super well versed on that. But there are different levels you have to meet as you advance through the court system. But I would think that you would have to have at least some kind of evidence to prove the allegations rather than just arresting someone based on an allegation, right?
I believe
it seems
you
kind of
have
bizarre.
to present and prove charges. Honestly, to my knowledge, you can't just arbitrarily arrest a person.
Right. Usually you have to present evidence to a judge who then signs a warrant to arrest them, right? Correct?
Well, no. You can respond to a crime and arrest somebody there.
Correct. But that doesn't seem to be the case here, right? Because she filed charges against him. At least that's what TMZ is reporting. She filed charges against him the morning after the crime took place. So if that is indeed the case, because this isn't in the middle of the crime being happening. It's not like they're outside a bar or whatever, and it's on the street and people are recording it. The police are there in the street and they're interrupting whatever is going on. This was after the case. So one would think they would have to get a warrant to arrest him after the case, right?
Well, JEC, it says here that this includes video. Video tests,
yeah, that's what
from the vehicle.
That's what the defense attorney is claiming. He's saying if it did happen in an Uber, which TMC was saying it was a taxi. I don't know what the rules are for taxis or Ubers, but one would assume that they do have video in those cars required to do that, given the fact all of the crazy things that have happened around taxi cabs and Ubers over the past couple of years. One would think that they would have videos in there in case people do try and do ridiculous things in their cars.
My family used to run a taxi service, and routinely people would attempt to commit robberies and call a taxi as the getaway car, thinking, haha, the police will never suspect me now. I'm in a taxi. And then, of course, the police have already contacted us and said, hey, we got an alert from an alarm system at this place. If you pick up anybody there, stall them. And that's what we do.
Right.
We say, oh, man, sorry, we got to do 25 in this 45. There's construction coming up. And all of a sudden, the police overtake the vehicle and it's over with. But it's routine with this kind of thing. Taxis are always at the center of any kind of petty crime.
We're gonna get it. It's like a scene from a movie. I'm gonna get in the car, the yellow cab, so that when they're chasing me on foot, they're not gonna be able to realize which one I'm in. You're gonna have to go door to door, and it's like, no, they actually would be able to figure it out when they like, as you pointed out.
There's usually a QR code on the side of the taxi that identifies it and the current driver and its GPS location for the police.
Right. Yeah. So I do find that interesting. So I think JEC is right. I love what you're pointing out here. There's probably would be video evidence of this. They probably obviously would have contacted this taxi cab driver or Uber driver. I'm sure the taxi cab driver, I don't know, you might be able to give some better testimony to this or insight into this is like, if there is some kind of altercation like this, do the cab drivers give a report to the cab company if there's something crazy when happened, in case these people might try and come after the cab company for damages or something like that?
Correct. If there's any type of assault that takes place, the cab is required, at least by our local municipality, to report that, regardless of the opinions of the people on board. So let's say you pick up a couple of people from the bar who are a little tipsy, and one of them grabs the other one by the throat. Now, regardless, if either one of them want to press charges, you have to report that, because if anything comes back your way, the insurance company can hit the company with trying to avoid. So when you get in trouble, the insurance company can hike your rates.
Right.
So if you're not, usually assault and battery isn't something under the insurance, but it demonstrates neglect if you don't report this stuff. It's sort of like getting
Right.
into a small accident. You still need to let the insurance company know. It falls under the same thing. Yeah, some guy grabbed this other chick by the throat. I didn't see anything where anybody was going to die, but I don't want to get in trouble for this, so we just want to log it down. And that's how it worked in
Right.
our municipality.
So there's probably a lot of documentation or video in this case that we will see. Well, maybe not will see, but there seems to be a lot of stuff that will be maybe coming out. Usually we do see kind of like video evidence of that stuff does kind of come out. It's usually TMZ is the ones who gets their hands on it first. Law enforcement might release it as well. But it seems like there might be some documentation from the cab company as well. We'll probably get a police report. So there's a lot of stuff that we really don't know that happened here, but it looks like we're probably going to get a lot more information about it. But what was really... Yeah, go ahead, Cider.
I was just going to add, and so far, witnesses, like anybody who like may have been on the street with their camera phone, haven't come forward yet.
Right. Yeah, so obviously with the major publicity the story is getting, if there were people maybe at the bar with them or when like in New York City where they got out, which I dropped off, I don't know, who knows? I mean, New York City is usually has a busy nightlife. Jonathan Majors is a pretty big star. He was in, again, two of the biggest releases this month. Ant-Man, I guess it was Ant-Man last month. I don't remember. I think it might have been Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania last month, and then obviously Creed 3 this month. So he is recognizable. People would kind of know who he was, and obviously with celebrity culture, they'd whip out their phone and be like, "Yo, here's Jonathan Majors." So that's definitely another possibility too, that we might have other people coming forward with video footage or their own witness statements that they're going to make.